For the first time in 30 years, the ANC has not won the election the way they usually win. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You're very much appreciated. You know it. My name is Zack. I don't know who you are, but I can bet you if you watch this video till the end, we're going to like each other. Here we talk about many subjects about our people, African diaspora, and we talk about various difficulties that we encounter and we try to find solutions together. Okay, so today we're talking about South Africa. Yes, South Africa, beautiful country of Nelson Mandela and many other greats. I know South Africa is very interesting place where many African people go to try and make life better. What we're talking about today is the result of the election. South Africa just held the election where the ANC has dropped below 50%. And why is this big? This is big because the ANC is Nelson Mandela political party. And Nelson Mandela political party was massive. They won the election at 63% back in time in 1994 when Mandela came out of prison. Why? Because the ANC is composed of mostly African black people. And this was created many years ago, I believe 100 years ago already. But the goal obviously is to bring black people together. And at the time, they were fighting against the regime of apartheid. Apartheid was a system created by white people that came to South Africa to colonize, to control, to reign over black people. And apartheid was very difficult for black people at the time. Obviously, during apartheid, many white people enjoyed so much insurance, so much security, such a good life. How did white people get to South Africa? White people got to South Africa because they left their country coming to look for better horizons in South Africa. Many years ago, they felt like, okay, there's some land in Africa. Let's go get it. Let's go take it. Just like that. They came, they found the land, they found the people, they beat the hell out of the people, put them in cuffs and jail and stuff, took over the country. Now, why is this big? This is big because the ANC was the party that represented black people at the time, because black people suffered within the hands of white people. And the ANC was the party that was utilized through the election to put an end on the apartheid regime. Because in 1994, many black people came in the street for the very first time, able to vote, able to cast their vote. They chose the ANC to represent them. And that's overthrew the apartheid regime, changing South Africa forever. And then many black South Africans were so happy because when the ANC took power, they felt like, okay, now somebody's going to look after us. They're going to create jobs for us, opportunities for black people. Road, school, healthcare will be taken care of for the advantage of black people. So many things black South African lacked many years ago in the past now will be available. I mean, coming from a country where blacks couldn't eat with white in the same restaurant, black people couldn't use the same toilet as white people. There was black beach and white beach, black bench in the street and white bench in the street. So the ANC was the party that everybody expected to see make a change in South Africa. Unfortunately, the ANC, as per many experts, has not delivered to the promise they give to black people. Many people accuse them of corruption. You know how it works. Most of the time, when many African people, unfortunately, when they take power, they start to enrich themselves. They give opportunities to their family members. They give tenders to their friends, to their cousins. Now we're talking about tenders. Tenders are actions that the government can give to individuals to achieve a service or work. Let me give you a simple example. If your company, for instance, builds roads, is a private company, you can get a tender from government. So government can say, okay, we have a road that's broken. We need somebody to fix it. We don't have time. So we're going to hire you as a private company to build the road or to fix the bridge. Now, unfortunately, people started using their own family members to build the road. This is very specific. I'm just giving a very broad example. We're talking about road, we're talking about broad example. Using your family member to build the road. It's an example. Using your family member to fix the hospital. Electrical, technical issues in a bank. Using a friend's or a cousin's company to fix electrical issues in a government building. Unfortunately, most of those people did not do the job accordingly. And people lost confidence over them. It's very sad. But now the situation is, for the very first time, the ANC has gone below 50%. Okay? For the very first time, it has never happened in the past. They've brought them down. In South Africa, you find the ANC is a predominantly black party with Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela and many other people, which is in power right now. And number two, we have the DA. The DA is a predominantly white political party, many people say. The leadership for most cases is white. And also, history-wise, it has been white for the longest time, even though you can still find today some black people adhering to the DA. Then we have the EFF. The EFF is the political party of Julius Malema. Julius Malema is a man from Limpopo whose policy is to have African for Africans. More Africans loving each other, being with one another. More accepting other Africans. More creating an African that's very similar to Europe, very similar to the United States, where a force can come together and have a more powerful continent. Then number four, we have a political party called the MK. The MK is a political party that came out of the ANC. It used to be a military section of the ANC, but because they were not happy with the ANC, not happy with policy, not happy with the spending, not happy with corruption, they created the MK. And the MK is now led by Jacob Zuma, former president of South Africa. EFF of Julius Malema also came from the ANC. They were not happy with the ANC, then they created the EFF. So now the lesson is this one. You must remember in life, fellas, that sometimes you cannot be strong forever. The more power you get, the more responsibilities you have. The more you have to respect your power. You can see that example with the ANC. Nobody thought ever that the ANC could ever go below 50%. Now they're at 40%. Followed by DA, 21%. DA is 21%. Now, the issue is here, if DA is 21% and DA is predominantly white, this is very clear. This simply means many black people have voted for the DA. Now, why have many black people voted for DA? Because many black people have lost confidence in other black people. And that is a problem. When you initially fought for freedom, for your ability to eat and drink and sleep in the same hotel as white people, then many years later you are obliged to vote for the same white people that you called oppressor many years earlier. There must be a serious problem within your community, and that is a quick overview on what's happening in South Africa right now. Now imagine the ANC of Nelson Mandela today will be forced to go on a coalition with another political party in order for them to surpass 50% and have power. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's unbelievable. So my idea is very simple. I think we as Africans need to do tremendous work in understanding that democracy is not kingdom. Once you win power, once you are in power, you need to serve the people and not serve yourself and your cousins and your nephews. Thank you very much, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. Let me know how you feel about this. Why do you think things have changed? If you're South African, why do you think the ANC has dropped? Why do you feel the DA has risen? Because the question is very simple. If it was a black thing, if it was more black people wanting to have black people above, then the DA wouldn't have 21%. Why is the DA now, the white people of South Africa that was perceived many years ago as oppressors, as apartheid order, today are voted by black people? God bless.